It was dark as I pulled out of the parking lot. My red Viper was on autopilot. My mind was trying to absorb it all. My heart was racing. I was happy and sad. I had done it. This would be the last time I left as owner. The business I had built was no longer mine. It now belonged to others. I stopped and looked back at the dark building. I had made the deal. I had closed another sale. Only 46 years old, and I need not work another day in my life. I wasn't always a peddler. Selling is a profession anyone can learn if they choose to, and I chose not only to learn it, but to turn it into an art form. I was always pumped by the thrill of the sale, the challenge of wit, the pure fun and excitement of it. I knew that I would miss it more than I could admit at that moment. I had made the business a success, had sold it and gotten rich. That was always my plan from the beginning. I could now do all that I wanted. But would I miss the routine of doing it, of showing up, having fun, making a difference, and making a profit? There was no way to know. It had been a long journey just to get here. This book is about how I got to that night. How a successful business was built. Not a biographical account, not the daily tidings, but the rules, principles, and practices that I learned that guided my employees and me. These rules, principles, and practices are spoken in my voice, using stories, put into simple terms so that I could remember, share, and keep using them. I am sharing them with you so that they can make a difference in your life and business as they did in mine. I don't like rules. Maybe you're like me. I have always wanted to do what I wanted, when I wanted, and how I wanted to do it. I don't like being told how, when, or where by anyone. I don't much like or trust authority. It probably comes from growing up in the 60s, or maybe it's a control issue. It doesn't matter where it comes from. What does matter is that early I learned to know and focus on what I want. Don't misunderstand me. I know, understand, and respect authority. Everyone has to play their part in the game. Games have to have rules, a beginning and an end, players and a winner, and they should be fun to play, win or lose. I begin with rules because they are the structure and foundation of my success, and of all success. Each rule is pragmatic and practical. Each was learned through experience, over 25 years. Some were tougher and more taxing than others. None of them were pleasant or easy. These simple rules led me to a level of success and financial comfort greater than I ever dreamed of. I live an easy, charmed, and blessed life in which I do what I want when I want. These 10 simple rules, disclosed in the stories of this book, can do the same for you. When I first started in business, I didn't think I needed rules. I was young, impatient, driven, and what I thought I wanted out of business was just to be rich. I couldn't tell you what rich really meant, and if I had to admit, the one thing I had going for me was thinking that I knew how to sell. The second thing I had going for me was that I liked to have fun, and I liked others around me to have fun. Back then, I didn't know these rules, didn't understand much about sales, business, or people, and thought that fun was what you did on weekends. By the way, I didn't come to these rules by myself. It took the help of friends and employees. Much of the time, I was the one who was late to catch on. The guidance of others made me wake up and recognize the rules and the course that I should be following. To those who contributed to my success, I will be always grateful. Thus, I begin my tale.